This video is sponsored by me. Read my books, Above Heaven and Dance of Frozen Death. Links in the description. Greetings, fellow mortals. If you think about it, Attack on Titan is one of the oddest manga and anime out there. It initially rose to fame in 2013 when people realized it was kind of like The Walking Dead, except the monsters were the size of houses instead of people-sized threats. It had a lot going for it. A great start, an interesting location, an amazing traversal / combat system, a terrifying threat, quirky characters, unexpected twists, and so much more. If you don't remember it from a decade ago, people were obsessed with the initial season, and it was great. So of course, they took 4 years to come out with season 2. Now that is making people wait. This left a lot of people with no choice but to read the manga, which still has a lot of the strengths from the show, except the initial chapters are a lot less coherent than the episodes in the anime. But fans did read the manga to witness the interesting continuation of the story. More talking titans showed up, threats within the walls revealed themselves, conspiracies, betrayals, death, character development, all leading up to possibly the single biggest and best twist I have seen in any tale. I mean, the entire genre of the manga shifted, and it worked perfectly.
Surprise!
Spoilers for everything about Attack on Titan, by the way. I don't know how exactly you clicked on this video and got this far through without realizing that there would be spoilers, but whatever. The reveal of Paradise Island, Marley, and Eldia blew my mind. It recontextualized everything that happened in the story. It made me go back and read every conversation and every reveal. It made me laugh when I remembered people reviewing season 1 and saying that it didn't have a plan or a real plot. Oh, there was a plan and there was a plot, and it was insane, but it was done masterfully. And the switch in perspectives after the reveal was brilliant. I loved everything that was happening. I waited every month for the next chapter with bated breath. I was hungry for more, and everyone else was too. And it all came to a head in 2019 when season 3 ended. Most of the people that I knew were talking about this story in at least some way. Fans were rushing to read ahead. They desperately wanted to know what the conclusion was going to be, and what in the world was exactly happening, especially when the rumbling occurred. Everything was amazing, but then the ending happened. I am not kidding when I say that I legitimately think that the ending of Attack on Titan is one of the worst things I've seen in entertainment. It makes me ashamed that I once thought the original ending of Naruto was just okay, or that Bleach's conclusion seemed anticlimactic. It even made me feel generous about how Fairy Tail ended, and I despise the ending of Fairy Tail. Of course, I hated the entire ending arc of Fairy Tail to begin with. You could skip half of it and really not miss anything, but that's a different problem. At least I can't say that about Attack on Titan. You can't miss one single chapter or episode. You will miss out on at least something. There is no fat. Even things you might not think are important end up being important. Granted, having all of Aaron's peers end up being the most important group of young people to ever live was a little weird. But hey, whatever. That part was great. I loved it. Unfortunately, I have to say that the ending really ruined most of the story for me. It's that bad. I can't even think about the ultimate genre-bending twist without thinking about Eren becoming a bird that prevented Mikasa from moving on from his death. If you are watching this without actually knowing the ending, I'm not exaggerating. Eren used the rumbling as a way to become the ultimate villain. That way, his friends could become heroes stopping him, thus ensuring a possibility of peace. Then he gets reincarnated as a bird that watches over Mikasa, making sure that she mourns his grave forever. This is not an exaggeration. This is exactly what happens. Why are you laughing? I'm not making this up. Hajime Isayama made that up, and it is so bad that I honestly don't. I just don't know. What happened? Did someone get in his ear? Did they make him change something? Like with what happened with Sasha's original intended death? Why did he think this would work? I know that endings can be hard, but why? I'm just flabbergasted by this decision. Did no one clear this? Does he not have a single person who could whisper that this was a terrible idea? Did he lose track of the story he was trying to tell? Did he just stop caring? Don't tell me that he planned this from the start. I swear, if he wanted Eren to become a trashy bird incel from the start, I'm going to I mean, Eren wasn't exactly the most interesting character in the world at the start, but he evolved and became a lot more interesting as time went on, especially in the lead up and start of the rumbling, or just after the time skip and change in perspective. The conversation with Eren, Falco, and Reiner in the basement is my favorite scene in the entire manga / anime. The raw tension in the air, the determination in Eren, the terror in Reiner, the slow realization of Falco, the fact that Eren waited until war was declared to make his move. It was perfect. I remember having goosebumps the first time I saw it. Where was that guy at the end? I wanted that guy, and I'm not one of the Attack on Titan fans that think that Eren was a just moral hero or anything, or that he was right, or that he should be this infallible, unflinching force of nature. But can we all agree that Bird Eren is the worst? This was a terrible way to go for his development. What guaranteed that his plan would even work? Why would this terrible manipulator and slaughter of innocent people become this way? Am I supposed to respect him crying about he didn't want Mikasa to love anyone else? Am I supposed to be satisfied with the peace when I feel in my gut that it won't really last? I mean, I thought the whole point was that the hatred was going to continue through the children. What happens in a few generations when the fighting happens again? And the funny thing about all of this is that fixing the ending is the easiest thing in the world. Just change a few aspects near the end. The final battle should be near a city containing many of the world's leaders and a bunch of reporters. Instead of defeating Eren, his friends just manage to slow him down. They plead for him to stop. It concludes with Mikasa deciding to lay down her weapons for Eren instead of raising them for him. She stands in front of the marching Titans. With arms out and tears rolling down her face, she says that she loves him. This causes the marching to stop. Turning around, Eren orders his forces to retreat. As he flees, he leaves a smaller Titan to convey his will to the world. All of the people in the city were united in praying for salvation. They watch in shock as Eren says his friends convinced him to spare the world. He will temporarily stop the slaughter, but the planet has to obey his conditions. There will be no more discrimination against Eldians. Paradise Island will never be attacked. All of his friends will be treated as indisposable diplomats. They will be the only ones that he communicates with. If anyone in the world disobeys his rules, he will slaughter the cities and countries of everyone involved. He demands that the people thank the combined forces who stopped him. Without them, the entire planet would be destroyed. So they should be kept alive at all costs. Then you can have a similar conversation near the end with Armin and Eren as in the original. You know, with Eren being less of a brat.
Oh, that's really mature, saying exactly what I said.
But the vast majority of the fight could have happened in the exact same way. Everyone secretly realized that this was Eren's plan all along. They couldn't stop him unless he let them. Realizing that they have no choice, the world has to obey his commands from now on. Peace treaties are established. Heroes are praised. No one talks about the reality of the situation. Time goes on. You skip 10 years to show what the world has become. Eren's old friends spend their time going back and forth from his personal ranch, which he protects with Titans, on Paradise Island, and the rest of the world. They try to keep the peace. Every single time someone breaks one of Eren's rules, he slaughters everyone in that area. Eren has long since taken the Titan transformation abilities away from the Eldians. He has freed Yor and she is at peace, free from the purgatory that she was stuck in. Eren has taken her place. No one can stand in his way, but the world is slowly developing nuclear energy. be. He knows that there needs to be peace before that happens. As such, he has Eldians slowly get integrated across the world. They're secretly mixing with the populace. In a few decades, no one will know who the Eldians are. Even Paradis Island is slowly getting evacuated. Using his understanding of the future and the threat of his unstoppable force, Eren directs a peace by slaughtering countless people when need be.
By the gods, what have I become?
Eren doesn't pretend that he's the good guy. In fact, almost everyone hates him other than Armin and Mikasa. Armin acts as the leader of the peace group and mostly talks with Eren about everything that has occurred across the world. Mikasa, on the other hand, constantly stays with Eren. They're married and have a son. Armin comments that Eren's descendants will become the new Eldians, even if they manage to broker peace for all of their kin. All of the hatred will be directed at Eren's children and grandchildren. Mikasa chastises Armin. Rubbing her stomach, she says she will protect her children at all costs. When Armin and the other members of the peace group leave, Eren plays with his son. As they embrace, Eren has a vision of the future. Armin and the others are seen as saints in churches across the world. Mikasa is seen dying of old age. Eren's children kill and eat him for his powers. From there, he only sees darkness. Mentally, he comments that he knows the process of war and hatred will never stop, not when he has to murder people to keep the peace. The best that he could do was force an era of peace and hope that the future generations will do better than him. The story ends with Eren happily embracing his family, pretending that he isn't horrified but what has happened and what is meant to be.
Done. Now let's see how it looks so far.
As with all of my how to fix videos, this isn't perfect and I know that. This isn't even a rough draft yet. This is a thought experiment. But can anyone argue that my idea is better than the bird ending? Attack on Titan should have never had a clean, perfect conclusion. It should be messy, cruel, and brutal like the rest of the tale. Eren isn't the hero. In fact, he's hated by everyone. But he does create peace through force. It seems more in line with his character and doesn't make him seem so pathetic at the end. Of course, the creator might have wanted us to sneer at how pathetic Eren actually was, but that was too far. Having Eren create a bittersweet ending that will cause more problems in the future is perfect. He fights between what he wants, a family with Mikasa, and world peace, because if he just denied himself, the cycle would have stopped. So yes, he did have to end up with her, because come on, he admits that he has feelings for her. This is like if a basketball game was stopped with 1 second left on the clock. The referees are providing a ladder for you, and your only requirement to win is to drop the ball into the hoop. It's just sad if it doesn't work out. And this isn't a machismo thing. I know plenty of female fans that think the exact same way. You have to have this as part of the ending. Anything else just makes all of the characters look really pathetic.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
This video was brought about because my nephew heard rumors that the ending of the Attack on Titan anime is going to be different than the Attack on Titan manga, but I really doubt it. They're probably going to follow the source material, and anime-only fans are probably about to find out how bad the ending truly is in the fall. So maybe I'm jumping the gun a bit here, but I really wanted to get my thoughts out before the internet was flooded with complaints, because you know it's going to happen, because it is a very, very bad ending, and I just wish that they would do something a little bit different to fix it. But what do you think? Please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your perspectives. And thank you so much for watching. If you like my takes on storytelling, please consider reading my books, Above Heaven and Dance of Frozen Death. Links in the description. And my third book, Vows of Blood and Honor, will come out in September. I hope that you will check them all out. I appreciate you. Do not despair.